down to the river, I fell on my knees. I bathed in the muddy water, set my soul free. And my blue.
Ben Adrian here with Vibe Kayaks. Just got back from the national championship in Shreveport, Louisiana not too long ago, and I wanted to give you guys a quick recap of what helped me succeed in catching quite a few fish. Over 3 days of practice fish and 3 days of tournament, I probably caught 50 to 70 fish, somewhere in that range, and that was laying off of them pretty good during practice. I was pretty confident in the area I had picked and the bait and presentation that I had picked, and I really used my time to really fine-tune that bait and that presentation. I had one general area that I was focusing on. During practice, I maybe spent an hour or two per day in that area, and I'd usually catch 5 or 6 fish. I started out, I was throwing a 65-pound braid. I was flipping this sweet beaver. It's a black and blue flake on one side and a green pumpkin on the other. I had it on a 1/2 ounce tungsten weight and a Berkeley Fusion heavy cover hook, a 5.0. It was working well during practice. I wasn't getting quite as many bites as I'd hoped. I was catching a lot of male bass that were up in the spawning areas, and through talking to some locals and one particular older fella, I decided to switch it up a little bit during the tournament, and really I backed off a lot and went with more of a finesse version of what I was doing. I was throwing this sweet beaver on a Premier Abu Garcia reel, 12-pound fluoro. This was one of my biggest change from 65-pound test to this 12-pound fluoro. The same sweet beaver, black on one side, green pumpkin on the other. I turned the weight from a 1/2 ounce to a 1/4 ounce to make that fall a little bit slower, a little bit better presentation, as well as I dipped the tail in chartreuse. The one particular guy I talked to at the boat ramp said he was catching quite a few and he was dipping the tail in that chartreuse, so I gave that a go. I bet my fish catches tripled during the tournament with this setup right here. I caught quite a few of my fish on this setup. I did end up throwing the shaky head a little bit, especially the last day. The front came in, kind of shut some things down, but this was my predominant setup. One other thing I'd like to talk about a little bit is the Anglr app and how it helped me tremendously during this tournament. I used this during my practice days especially, and a little bit during tournament days, and it really helped me focus in on exactly where those fish were. Let's see here, I'll get it pulled up. So with the Anglr app, I was able to determine that these shorelines that were holding a lot of the buck bass during practice, once that front came in, these fish moved out, and they were out here on these isolated trees versus this thicker cover and shallower. And this area was 3 to 4 feet deep, and during my final day I actually found that 5 to 6 feet deep was even better. And this helped me really key in on it as I studied it every day after I got off the water, really looked at where I caught those fish, and even looked at the times and some other conditions. But Anglr app, if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It was a huge help to me. If you have any more questions about the National Championship or kayak fishing in general, you can find me on Instagram. Ben Adrian Fishing is my Instagram handle, and you can also find me on the Vibe Kayaks page. So just shoot me a message. I'll be happy to talk to you, and good luck on the water.
I went down to the river, I fell on my knees. I bathed in the muddy water, set my soul free. And my blue, all my blue, were washed away. And my blue, all my blue, were washed away. Oh, I had a woman, she had a black cat bone, stole my heart and left me alone. Oh, and love, put a spell on me. Oh, and love, me. And I had to move on down that road. Now every bump I see, roll over slow, because I gotta stay strong and be a man.